Hi everyone, it's me, the Broke Stacker. Welcome to another exciting episode of Driving with Broke. Here's a little food for thought for you. So, it's hard to wrap your mind around the perception of 1 billion to 1 trillion. Well, what's the difference, right? Yeah, you can say a few zeros, but really, we're not seeing that amount. There's nothing in our everyday lives to compare one thing to another. Really, it's even a million to a billion. It's hard to do. But let's just stop here for a second and think about it. The comparison. So, if you were to count a second, every second of every day, to get to 1 billion, it would take you 38 years, roughly, not an exact number, but roughly about 38 years, right? So that's a long time. Think about that. It's 38 years, and you're 38 years old, and you're like, well, it would take my entire life to count to a billion. Okay, you've had a billion seconds your entire life. Isn't that crazy? But if you go to 1 trillion with a T, 1 trillion with a T, excuse me, that would take you 38,000 years to get to that thing, to count to 1 trillion. So that being said, it's quite the number. You think about all the written and known history of mankind, it only goes back 12,000 years. You're talking about 38,000 years. It's really even harder to get around that number. I mean, we all know like carbon dating and all that. Like go back to dinosaurs, 365 million years ago. The Earth was built. The Earth was created by a fireball and a Big Bang 4.5 billion years ago. Whatever. It's hard to wrap your head around those numbers, but I think we can deal in hundreds and thousands pretty relatively easily, right? So 38,000 years to count to a trillion. Now, my whole point of this is, let's back that up, because we were at 500 billion or $500 billion in debt. What was that, 2003 or so, 2001? When they did that dot-com bust, and then we had 9/11, blah blah blah, went up to 500 billion, and then went up to a trillion in 2008. Well, that was miles and magnitude we're all unfamiliar with, so it just kind of happened. But now, the national debt, we're at 35 trillion and counting. I mean, just go to the national debt clock, you can see it. But yes, the scenery is just awesome. But yes, what's that mean for the buying power of the dollar? Because we've increased the money supply by a multitude of 1,000, don't you think that would decrease the buying or purchasing power of that same asset by 1,000? I mean, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, guys, keep stacking high.